Yo. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Sorry if I'm a little late with this Smackdown review. Obviously today I had a wrestling school in the morning, so I couldn't have time to record the Smackdown video last night because I was a little bit tired, to say the least. But we're back here. We're gonna review Smackdown, and let's start with how the show started last night. And if you all just want to leave a like and subscribe, and also follow my Twitter at Crispy Wrestling. It's the Dakota Kai profile picture, by the way. But Jey Uso started the show, just coming into the arena. But we really got things started off with Bianca Belair, the whole triple threat Bianca, Asuka, Charlotte thing. And obviously the main event of this show was Bianca versus Asuka for the Women's Championship. And what would you know it, Charlotte came out and basically said, "I'm not waiting in no line. I don't care." And of course, Bianca looks stunning. That's common knowledge. But you know, Charlotte came out, said that, "I hope you beat Asuka in the main event tonight because I want to face you at SummerSlam." Spoiler alert: it didn't happen, but Charlotte Flair and Bianca would be a good SummerSlam match. You know, I would probably hate on it, to be fair, but you know, I probably would warm up to Charlotte and Bianca, sort of like I did warm up to Rhea facing Charlotte at WrestleMania this past year. But, yeah, they made Asuka seem like the third wheel of all this. Basically being like, you know what, Asuka hasn't done what we've done, which is totally inaccurate. But, you know, Asuka's just chilling backstage. She's got that gold face paint. She's got that women's title. She doesn't give a damn. Next up, we have Pretty Deadly versus Sheamus and Ridge of the Brawling Brutes, because Butch would have a much bigger match tonight. And I thought, as I expected, Pretty Deadly won, which is the right call. I mean, the Brawling Brutes don't need this win. Pretty Deadly does. You want to pick up the momentum. They lost the tag team title match. You don't want them to disappear. And there's still plenty of stuff to do with the Brawling Brutes. And also, an update to this is that Elton Prince suffered a separated shoulder, I think, during this match. So he's going to be out for a little bit, which sucks, because I think Pretty Deadly were really starting to get over with the fans in terms of reaction. Next up was Grayson Waller, and this is probably one of my favorite backstage segments of the year. Grayson Waller called out The Rock, and he was basically saying The Rock cared about his family cared about him rather than his family. And I thought Grayson Waller was speaking for half of the wrestling fans, including me. But Grayson Waller's just so good, man. This man walked into the main roster, didn't get nervous, didn't switch it up. He just stayed who he was, and it's working out for him. Just a brilliant wrestler. And I can't wait to see what he's going to do at SummerSlam. Next up, Zelina Vega was in action. I was not expecting that, but good to always see Zelina Vega in action. You know, it's not because she follows me on Twitter or anything. Anyways, moving on. There was a Fatal 4-Way tonight, but next week's is going to be Rey Mysterio, Sheamus, Cameron Grimes, and LA Knight, and the winner of that will face the winner of tonight's Fatal 4-Way match, which I'll get to in a minute. But, I mean, LA Knight's got to win, and look at that sexy LA Knight render. Good to see Cameron Grimes getting on the show, and Sheamus and Rey Mysterio are put on bangers no matter what. So this is definitely going to be better of the Fatal 4-Way matches. Next up, we went backstage. Charlotte left the Smackdown arena. I forgot what the show was last night. But, you know, Io Sky, obviously our queen, flexing that Money in the Bank briefcase. Adam Pearce looking on. I like what they're doing with Io. I mean, people think that people are impatient. I get it, but you know, I do love Io teasing us every week. I think that's a good Money in the Bank winner, and it's what made Seth Rollins so good. We'll have to see if Io holds the briefcase that long. Next up was probably the biggest talking point from SmackDown, which was Shotzi shaving her head. And before, obviously, you guys know the Twitter drama that happened last night, but I'm not gonna talk about that man because he doesn't deserve attention. If you're on Twitter, you know. But Shotzi shaved her head because of her sister. She's undergoing chemo for her cancer. So, you know, truly beautiful stuff from Shotzi. And I just want to send it out my absolute prayers to Shanti's sister. Hope she beats the cancer. Next up was Bailey versus Zelina Vega. Bailey won. With Bailey matches these days, you never know what's gonna go down, and you never know about the Damage Control story. But Bailey ended up winning, and Damage Control were happy for now. Io was holding the hair of Shanti in her hand because Io is just perfect and she knows exactly what she's doing. But yeah, I mean, this whole segment thing, obviously the Bailey and Zelina thing was just a one-off thing before obviously Shanti did her promo. But I absolutely loved it, and I honestly think this new side of Shanti could be really good for her. And I'm really intrigued to see how they book Shanti's. Next up, we've got Jey Uso, and obviously Jey Uso came to the ring. He wasn't messing around. He wasn't pumping up the crowd. He went right to it. He talked about his family. He talked about how much he cares about his family, but how much he doesn't care about Roman Reigns or Solo Sikoa. It was a really heartfelt promo, just perfect. All the Bloodline stuff. This is what has made the Bloodline stuff great. It just looks like they're speaking so passionately. And Jey Uso, this is what makes him different, man. I mean, no disrespect to Jimmy, but when Jey Uso says it, you know what's happened to Jey Uso in the past, and you just feel it when he just goes on these tangents like this. But obviously, Solo and Paul Heyman had to come out because obviously Solo and Paul Heyman aren't going to take 5 minutes of Jey Uso's disrespect. So and Paul Heyman was saying that Jey Uso's dad, who's obviously Rikishi, wouldn't be proud of what he's done, his mom. And Paul Heyman was pretty much trying to get under Jey Uso's skin. It wasn't working. And obviously, because of this, Solo had to step in and beat the shit out of Jey Uso. But it wasn't going to work. Jey Uso destroyed Solo Sikoa. I really like this angle. Obviously, it wouldn't make sense if Jey Uso was going to challenge Roman at SummerSlam. It wouldn't make sense for Solo to just beat his ass. So, Jey Uso getting the last laugh is a good way to build him up personally. And obviously, Jey Uso, the most unexpected part is that Paul Heyman caught a super kick. Pure cinema. I mean, Paul Heyman sold that like he sold his life. So, you got to put out mad respect for Paul Heyman for still selling like that after all these years. Just so awesome. This time it was really, really good. Can't really say there was anything bad about this at all. Next up was the Fatal 4-Way. It was Santos. It was Butch. It was, did I seriously forget the other two competitors? But anyways, Santos ended up winning this match. He ended up advancing to the, not next week, because next week is the other Fatal 4-Way, but in 2 weeks, Santos will face either Sheamus, Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, or Rey Mysterio, and that, presumably, that winner will face Austin Theory at SummerSlam in Detroit. And I think because Santos winning here, it clears the way for LA Knight to win. LA Knight is technically still a heel, and Sheamus and Rey Mysterio are two of the biggest baby faces. And Cameron Grimes, maybe they turn Cameron Grimes heel, but I doubt it. But Santos winning has given me much more confidence that LA Knight will win. And Santos and LA Knight already faced off. They already faced each other because, they had those little Money in the Bank competitor matches before Money in the Bank. So Santos and LA Knight already know who each other are. Next up, Bobby Lashley is back. Big old great Bobby Lashley is back, and he's back on Smackdown. I kind of almost forgot that he was on Smackdown, so when Bobby showed up, I'm like, okay. But the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley tandem, I am all for. I mean, the Street Profits is something to do. This is probably the longest run that the Street Profits haven't done anything very important. And I'm not saying that as disrespect. I'm just saying, like, getting in the title scene, that kind of stuff. But Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, this could be epic cooking by Triple H. Now all we need is Cedric and Shelton to come back, and the Hurt Business 2.0 can get underway. Next up, obviously, this is my agenda here. Austin Theory and LA Knight at SummerSlam. I will make a separate video of why I feel like this will be great. And obviously, if you guys haven't watched my LA Knight video, you guys, it's not that far down. So if you guys click on the video tab on the channel, you guys can see that LA Knight video. Next up, obviously, Bailey and Io Sky. We knew this was going to happen. They got a ticket to the crowd, or they were going to get involved, and they did. They're just sitting with the crowd. Trust me, if I was in that front row and I saw Bailey and Io Sky sit next to me watching a match, I'd probably faint, to be fair. But the match itself was pretty good between Bianca and Asuka, but we all knew it was ending in a DQ. The official DQ happened after Charlotte tried to spear Io Sky. She ended up spearing Bianca instead, and Bianca and Charlotte got taken out. And Io was going to cash in again until, instead of Io handing over the briefcase, Damage Control, looking like they're Money in the Bank noobs, Bayley tried to hand the briefcase. The referee was not having it. And, yeah, Io didn't fail the cash-in. She, pretty much, she did it the wrong way. Io still has the briefcase, but SmackDown ended with Asuka escaping with the women's title. And, obviously, these SmackDown endings, these cash-in endings, have me like this. They're having me, as a big Io Sky fan, the ending of SmackDowns and all the Io cash-ins are just going to have me on the edge of my seat, sweating, even though it's summer. This has me sweating more than any summer day. I just want Io to successfully cash in. So that was the SmackDown review. Pretty damn good episode. It was a really good episode. And obviously next week's SmackDown is going to be great. So SmackDown is really just on a roll right now. We all knew that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell for every time I upload. And I'll see you all in the next one.